Do you struggle with nervousness? Like, do you ever have that deep, like, butterflies in your stomach where you just feel so sick, nauseous, um, you just almost dread going to that course that day to play? Maybe you're in an event, maybe it's a league, or maybe it's playing with a colleague or somebody at work, maybe it's playing with the CEO, whatever the case may be, and you are so scared out of your mind that you may embarrass yourself? Well, if that's you, we got an extremely important strategy that we want to share with you that's going to combat that, but also switch it to where you're really going to look forward to that round. Stick around. Hey guys, we're Bo and Shannon, and we are excited to have you join us on this mission to help 100,000 golfers to shoot their new lifetime rounds. Look, we're very serious when we talk about that mission because we know right now there are many golfers out there that are struggling with either getting that next breakthrough or honestly, they have plateaued and they've gone backwards. And maybe you're on the verge of quitting this game. Look, we are so glad you have stumbled across our channel and our video because we do not want you to be one of them. So please make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment below. We want to help engage you and make sure you get served at a high level so that you can get your next breakthrough. So with that said, let's jump in and get you to where you are confident the next time you go play a round.
So just like what Bo was talking about, you've got that big game coming up. It may not even be a big game, a big match that you're getting ready to play in. It could be just with your buddies that you're getting ready to play with, and your nervousness, you can't sleep the night before, and so on and so forth. So let's analyze let's try to interpret our body stimulus. What is our body saying to us? What's going on when we're nervous? Okay, number one, you have an elevated heart rate, right? Your heart rate's elevated. You visualize the future. You have visions of the future. You have clammy hands. You might feel that the knots or the butterflies in your stomach, right? Those are feelings of nervousness. Well, let me ask you this: the same stimulus, all right? What kind of stimulus do you have when you're excited? I mean, super excited, like something getting ready to happen, and you're just really excited about it. You have elevated heart rate. You visualize the future. You have the little knots in your stomach a little bit. You have clammy hands. It's the same interpretation of that body stimulus. Okay. I was appalled years ago. This was during the Olympics. I believe it was the London Olympics, for example, it was going on. And I was watching all these interviews take place. And the journalists kept asking the same question over and over again. And what was that question that they were asking? Are you nervous? Or were you nervous, after the competition and stuff like that? But every single time, all the athletes, they didn't answer, yes, I was nervous. They answered, no, I was excited. I was excited. This is the elite level, the elite talent. They were answering that. And then, so really what was going on was the journalist was nervous for the interview, making sure they had everything right. And that's why they were kind of asking that question. They were asking the wrong question. Okay, was how were you feeling before? That's different. That's a different question. They're saying, no, I'm excited, over and over again. So the journalist was the one that was nervous, not the athlete. They were excited. Look, they've already got the training going in. They're confident going into that. They're ready to perform. And so that's the thing. So I'm gonna give you another example. Is there was a family, they took their kid to Disney World, right? And they go through all these rides at Disney World, and constantly, over and over again, the mom and dad was saying, hey, this is just Disney. If they were going on a certain things, a ride and an attraction that was going on, something might happen, a shake or what was happening there, and they were having fun, and the kids started liking what was going on. So then they get on the plane and they're flying home, and then all of a sudden there's bad turbulence on the plane. Turbulence is going on. Matter of fact, one of the boxes, the storage units up there fell down, and people were kind of getting crazy and getting, unnerved, so to speak, with what was happening. And they looked, and the mom and dad looked over the kid, and the kid was smiling. And the kid goes, Mom, Dad, this is just like Disney World. See, the baby had changed the mind and the mindset that was there, and shifted it to exciting. So really what we have to do is we have to be a power talk architect, so to speak, and build our building based on this is exciting. So we have to totally change what we're talking about. What I mean is what we're feeling, we change it. Action changes feeling. It's our ACE. ACE, action changes everything. And so with our action, and like you heard on our previous video when we're talking about negative self-talk and positive self-talk, speaking positive actually has a 10% greater chance that it'll affect you. So let's change how we're thinking and how we're feeling by speaking, this is exciting. This is exciting. This is exciting. So every time you feel that emotion trying to pop up its little head, its nasty little head in there, change your word that comes out of your mouth and say, this is exciting. This is exciting. This will shift it, because here's the thing. When you're nervous, how are you holding the club? Are you holding it with confidence, or you might be a little shaky? Bo, explain that a little bit more. How would you hold that club if you're nervous?
If you're nervous, you're going to be probably a little bit shaky. More than on one occasion, you're going to be more than likely probably gripping it too tight. You're also going to be a little bit out of sequence when you actually take the club back. There's going to be a lot of honestly just unsure about how you're actually going to play the shot itself. Because one of the biggest things we have found that is the root reason behind every missed shot is always rooted in indecision. And so when you look at indecision, a lot of times there's a strong correlation between that and nervousness. And a lot of times when you look at different shots, difficult shots, things that you're not necessarily prepared for, that's where you see the root reason coming in, and that's where you see things starting to fall apart. Perfect example is what Shannon shared earlier about the athletes. They had already put in the work. We have a saying in our program.
We don't rise to the occasion. We don't ever rise to the occasion. You think that you rise to the occasion when you're under pressure. No, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to your training. That's what's going on. And what Bo's talking about is you are sinking to your training. You're not really sinking. You're letting your training take over. That's what's rising to the occasion, is your training. Now, Bo, give an example. What's going to happen when you rise to the occasion because you're going into your training? Now, how are you holding that club when you've changed that mindset of nervousness? Now you're saying this excited. Now you're saying it's excited. Now, how do you hold your club when you're in competition now?
Absolutely. You're obviously more confident when you're playing the shot, and you know exactly where your landing spot's going to be. You actually can see very in vivid detail what type of flight that you're going to put on the shot. So if it feels like a wet shot, something like that, you can very vividly see, what type of spin you're going to have on the ball. What's the landing angle of the ball coming down? What's the rollout that you have, if you have any at all? Those are all things that you are very clear, and you have a very clear understanding of what type of shot you're about to pull off. Now, let me give you one other practical example to this. When you look at shifting our interpretation of excitement from nervousness, in college at our school, Chem University, we had what was called the PGA Player Development test. And so those called a playing ability test. And it's mandated by the PGA of America that you have to shoot a 156 or lower. And typically it doesn't matter how you do that on both 18s, but typically a 78 or lower, right? Guys, would you know that first time takers, it would be a failure rate of between 60 to 80%. And the biggest reason why that was the case is because they were so nervous of like screwing up or messing up. And I cannot tell you how many times I saw it come down to the last hole where the golfer would have to either birdie the par it or bogey it just to pass on the number. And it happened without fail every single time. But let me show you this. One of the things I did the night before and even going into the day of the tournament was I shifted my focus from focusing on the score, which is the wrong thing to do, to I am there to win it. See, I had a shift in mindset and focus to I'm not here to play to a number. I'm here to actually win it. And that shift in focus actually allowed me to become medalist of the playing ability test of about 30 people in Tennessee, and I actually beat one of the Tennessee's section players of the year, who was an apprentice at the time. So it's one of those things where when we can shift our mindset from nervousness to excitement, it changes everything. And so that's a great example of what you guys can do. So, guys, we hope that you're enjoying this kind of content because, look, we are serious about helping 100,000 golfers to shoot their new lifetime around. So, again, please make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment below. We definitely want to help you and join you on the journey to getting you to play your absolute best golf yet. And look, you may be one that is like, guys, this is amazing content. I really want to learn more. I want to see, what is that potential that you could help me in my game. And guys, we definitely want to invite you. If that's you, click the link below, schedule a call with us. Right now, as we're currently speaking, we have helped over 300 clients drop an average of 6.7 shots off their games in 90 days or less. And it's because we are doing things that are completely against the grain of what you see in traditional instruction today. So please, if that's you and you want to see rapid improvement in your game, make sure you schedule a call with us. Answer those questions, get us a better idea of where you're at in your game and how we can best serve you. Look, when we jump on a call, it's just like a doctor doing a deep dive in your game. We just want to make it a win-win scenario, but you'll definitely still be able to walk away with that call with some things you can immediately put into play in your game. So it's a definite win-win. And again, we hope that you've enjoyed this. And again, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And with that said, guys, we'll see you on the next video.